Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, you guys know the deal on this channel. We must continue to set the record straight, stop the lies, stop the narratives, stop them from rewriting the history. And in this video, we're going to talk about how LeBron James, once again, not taking any blame, and how LeBron James is the only superstar in NBA's history who never takes the blame. He never has to take any accountability, any responsibility, ever. The only superstar in the history of the game, guys, we're going to talk about in this video briefly. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states that's been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled, man. Thank you to all you guys out there, the true basketball fans that are standing up. We must continue to set the record straight, guys. And we must continue, like I said, to stand up, stop the lies and the narratives, man. So thank you to all you guys out there, for real. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So yes, guys, like I've told you many, many times on this channel, whenever they want to do these comparisons with a LeBron James versus a Michael Jordan, I've always told you guys, he's nowhere close to Michael Jordan. And I've told you why. There are many other all-time greats in between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. He's not number two right behind Michael Jordan. Right, we've talked about on this channel. I've told you LeBron James is not worthy to be in a top 10 conversation. To me, he's not worthy of these things, right? We've talked about the honor, the class, the integrity that LeBron James does not have. He does not carry himself with. This is why he's asking for the respect. So when we think about all of these things, guys, what does it all go back to? For me and for many other people, it goes back to LeBron James and his lack of accountability, the lack of standard that he's held to. Never being held to any standard like the other all-time greats. Never taking the blame anytime that his team fails or something happens. It's never LeBron James' fault. These are some of the things that we're always talking about. This is why people cannot stand LeBron James or his fans, because they never put the responsibility on LeBron James. They're the ones making excuses for LeBron James. The media always have an excuse ready to go for LeBron James. Remember last year at the end of the season, they lost 4 games to nothing. What did you have the media members coming out saying? Oh, LeBron James playing on a hurt foot. He needs surgery. Still waiting for LeBron James to have that foot surgery, guys. Never had it. It's a fake made-up injury. It's another excuse for LeBron James. What are they talking about this season? Once again, LeBron James ain't had no help, right? Trade this guy, trade that guy. Fire Darvin Ham, which you see they've done. So now that puts all the blame on a Darvin Ham now. This is why they fired Darvin Ham and the coaching staff, to absolve LeBron James of any blame, any fault, any responsibility, any accountability. And this is what it's been throughout his entire career, guys. Right? LeBron James loses in his first in Cleveland. What do the media members say? What do his fans say? They blame the owner, Dan Gilbert. You ever heard an owner being blamed for a superstar player's lack of success? They blame the owner of the Cavaliers. They blame the GM, right? They blame what? The circumstances. Oh, he had to go against Boston's big three. No, he lost to Dwight Howard. That's who he lost to. They want to blame all the circumstances, right? Same thing in Miami. They go 2 for 4 after he promised 7, 8, 9 championships. He promised all that. They go 2 for 4. He chokes it up in 2011. But what do they do now? They make excuses. Oh, it was Eric Spoelstra who got out coached. Eric Spoelstra's not a good coach. Dwayne Wade's knees are bad. This is them rewriting the history, guys. Bending reality. The reality was LeBron James was terrible in the 2011 NBA Finals, but they've excused it. Same thing in 2014. LeBron James outplayed by young Kawhi Leonard, but they excused it by saying, oh, Dwayne Wade's knees were bad. They had no help. He's going against the dynasty Spurs. All of a sudden now, they're the dynasty Spurs. No, they were not. It's more excuses for LeBron James, guys. And this is why LeBron James is still asking for the respect. This is why no one respects him, because he's never taken the blame. He's always pointed the finger at somebody else, whether it was J.R. Smith or Russell Westbrook, or Kevin Love, or Chris Bosh, whoever it was. They're always looking to blame somebody else, the role players, right? It's always someone else, the coaching staff. And LeBron James is the only superstar in NBA's history that's never had to take the blame. Larry Bird took the blame. Magic Johnson had responsibility. He had accountability. We all know Michael Jordan had accountability, right? This is why he showed up every night. This is why he pushed his teammates in practice, held them to that standard, because Michael Jordan knew he had to help them help him, because it was going to fall on his shoulders. He always took the blame and deflected the credit onto them. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, right? All these guys, the superstar players, always took the blame. The George Mikens, the Bob Pettits, the Bill Russells. They're the leaders. They're the ones that are going to take the blame. The Elgin Baylors, the Jerry Wests, right? All the all-time greats in NBA's history, the Tim Duncans, the Hakeem Olajuwons, the Patrick Ewings. These are the leaders, right? The John Stockton and Karl Malones. They weren't blaming the secondary guys, the bench players, the sixth man. They weren't blaming these guys. It was the superstar players, the leaders, to take the blame. But only for LeBron James does he not have to take any blame. So Dr. J will take the blame, and Moses Malone will take the blame, right? David Robinson will take the blame. Kobe Bryant will take the blame. Shaquille O'Neal will take blame. Steph Curry will take blame. But LeBron James never has to take the blame. A lot of the players of today's era, they don't want to take the blame. And for some reason, the media never puts the blame on the star players. It doesn't add up to me. These guys get all this money. They'll be called max players, right? These are the great players of their era. But they never put the blame on these guys. They're always quick to blame the other guys, the lesser players, the guys who are supposed to be the role guys, the guys there to assist the superstar players, the leaders of these teams. But for some reason, when the blame goes around, the major part of the blame goes on the coaching staff and the other guys. And the superstar players take minimal blame. And in LeBron James' case, he takes no blame. And this is what I've always told you guys on this channel. LeBron James in a win-win situation. Win-win. If his team wins, it's all him. If his team loses, it's someone else's fault. It's never on him. So once again, LeBron James's losses in the finals, something that we all, talk about, which points to his inconsistent play and his overall inconsistent game, his leadership, all of these things, they've excused these losses. So in reality to them, LeBron James is undefeated. He's 4-0 in the NBA Finals. That's their reality. That's them bending, guys, the reality and trying to rewrite the history, making it seem as if LeBron James was playing against the most formidable teams in NBA's history. LeBron James had all the odds against him. He's never the favorite. He had no help. It's LeBron James against the world. This is the narrative that they've written for LeBron James throughout his entire career, guys. This is why he never takes the blame. Because if he takes any blame, then that takes away all the narratives. You can't then say he had help or he didn't have help if LeBron James is taking the blame, but you can always point the finger at his teammates, right? Point to the names on the back of the jerseys, but they never want to point the finger at LeBron James. But then on the flip side, they'll say that LeBron James makes his teammates better. So guys, that's hypocrisy at its finest. How can LeBron James never have any help, but at the same time he makes his teammates better? So essentially what they're saying is LeBron James is helping his teammates play worse. This is what they're telling us, that LeBron James is helping his teammates so much that they're bums. It doesn't add up. Think about how that sounds, guys. How can you make your teammates that much better? Be this person they always talk about compared to a Michael Jordan. Oh, LeBron James makes everyone around him better, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, you never have enough help. It can't be both ways. It's the same thing when you talk about the players of today are so skilled compared to the past era players. But then LeBron James is the best player of this era where he has minimal skills. He cannot dribble the basketball worth a damn. He has no jump shot touch worth a damn outside the paint area. No leadership, no rebounding prowess. Hasn't played defense in almost 10 seasons. But he's the most skilled player of this era. He's the best player of the most skilled era. Doesn't add up, guys. Once again, it's more narratives and lies that do not hold up to the scrutiny of video footage. It don't add up. Just like that article I told you guys about the other day. The guy wrote that article on ESPN about LeBron James at age 39 becoming one of the best shooters in the league. But somehow, some way, when LeBron James needs those shots the most, when it mattered most in the playoffs, he wasn't making those three-point shots. He wasn't making those shots against Denver. He missed them, like he always does. This is LeBron James, the inconsistent game of LeBron James. But they'll never put any blame at LeBron James. They'll blame everyone else under the sun but LeBron James. Once again, another coach bites the dust under LeBron James' watch. LeBron James doesn't make the players around him better. He does not maximize them, and he does not make the coaches better. He does not help the coaches help him. He doesn't listen in the huddles. He's got terrible body language. He's walking off the court early. He's not practicing hard like he should. He's not holding the guys accountable because he's not holding himself accountable, LeBron James. He's the one standing around on defense, but they're going to blame Darvin Ham? It's Darvin Ham's fault. It was Eric Spoelstra's fault that LeBron James averaged 17 points a game in the NBA Finals. It's Eric Spoelstra's fault, though. It's Dwayne Wade-Neal's fault that he played that way, that he shrunk under the moment, that he allowed these lesser guys to trash talk him and punk him. That's everyone else's fault, not LeBron James. He don't got to take no ownership. The team comes back from a 3-1 deficit in the 2016 NBA Finals. Kyrie Irving plays his butt off, hits the game-winning shot, and LeBron James proceeds to talk about that series made him the greatest player of all time. So you're telling me the greatest player of all time stood in the corner, never was even involved one bit in that play. LeBron James didn't inbounds the ball. He didn't dribble the ball and set Kyrie Irving up. He did nothing but stand in the corner and stay out of the way. That's the greatest player of all time? No. That's the play that made LeBron James the greatest player of all time. That series, that time, that instance in time, him standing there while Kyrie Irving sizes up Steph Curry and hits the shot. Think about how that sounds, guys. It sounds insane. But this is the delusion of LeBron James and his fans because he's never taken the blame. And this is why he lacks humility, because he's never been humbled, because no one's humbled him. His fans don't hold him responsible or anything. So he's never humbled by his fans. The media, no. No one does. Even the NBA, it's a joke. Look at all the fouls that they get in LeBron James' favor. This man plays a whole game, no fouls called against LeBron James. He's allowed to carry the ball down the court, travel all over the court, yell at the referees all day long, yell and do whatever he wants in the post-game press conferences. No fines, no technicals for LeBron James. Once again, not being humbled, right? Not taking any accountability for his actions. And this is what we have a problem. This is why a lot of us have a problem with LeBron James. And I told you, this is why he'll never get the respect from grown-ups, because he never takes any accountability. Right? Remember, only children lack accountability. LeBron James don't ever want to take accountability for anything on the court. The team struggles. They got the trade rumors. The coach on the hot seat. It's not LeBron James' fault. He'll come to the post-game press conference and read the stats off and talk about excuses. Oh, we weren't healthy. We weren't this. He'll wear a cast at a post-game press conference. I'm averaging triple-double. I'm the best player in the world. These are the responses from LeBron James, and no one calls him out for this stuff. This is why he can never be mentioned with the all-time greats, guys. He can't be mentioned with the Dr. J's. He can't be mentioned with these guys. I'm never going to put him up there with the all-time great players. The Will Chamberlains, the Bill Russells, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, the Hakeem Olajuwons. I'm not putting him up there with these guys, the Jerry Wests. I'm not putting him up there with those guys, man. I won't do it because LeBron James has not earned it, and he's not been worthy of that. He hasn't carried himself with any honor, class, or integrity, and we do not respect him, never taking the blame. The only superstar in history that wants to be considered the greatest player of all time, but's never taken any blame. The only player in NBA's history that considers himself a king, that never takes any accountability. What king takes no ownership, no accountability for what's going on in his kingdom? This, I told you guys, he's a fraudulent king. He's a fake king, a king of nothing. Because he stands for nothing, and none of his supporters stand for anything. This is why they're not worth a damn, and this is why he's asking for the respect. What king has his wife come on stage and call him the GOAT? What all-time great players done that in the history of the game, guys? What all-time great players having fans ejected from the stands? I told you, LeBron James is a fake, sensitive, emotional fool, man. Just like his fans. They're all feminine and soft, man. Never taking any responsibility because he's a kid. He's a coward. Always ducking from things. Always running from the responsibility. Running from the grind. When the other all-time greats, especially Michael Jordan, were going through the fire, going through the grind, had to earn it the hard way. You guys know the deal, man. This is why we're here to set the record straight. LeBron James, the only superstar in history that's never taken accountability. Not one time in LeBron James' career has he ever taken ownership for anything. Never. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.